heavyweight champion, the American heavyweight champion we've had in God knows how long. And Fury, Fury's a maniac, but he's a natural-born showman. I mean, it's obviously down the line an immense fight.
Questions?
Hey Lou, how you doing? It's Xavier Porter, BrooklynFights.com. I just wanted to get your thoughts on the fight and also what's going to take place with Amanda Serrano.
With Amanda?
Amanda, yes.
Well, Amanda was supposed to fight for a world title on this card, and her opponent, after signing a contract, didn't get on the airplane, which is wild to me. So she'll be suspended, and Amanda will fight for a title hopefully as soon as I can reschedule.
February 17th?
That might be. I'm going to try to get Amanda on the card February 17th. I'm not sure that'll be a world title fight, but Amanda will. She trained for this fight. She deserves to fight. She sold a lot of tickets actually, and a lot of people were disappointed. But Amanda will fight, and probably on February 17th. With respect to tonight, I mean, we put 12,600 people in the Barclays Center, and Deontay had never fought here before. Charles Martin. Congratulations to Charles, obviously, but virtually no one knew who he was. And but it's the power of the heavyweight division, and you had a legitimate 12,600 tickets sold. The walk up to today was incredible. We opened up. I mean, if you saw, there were a lot of people sitting in the upper deck. We set the arena up for 9,700 people, and we sold out our original configuration and then opened up the upstairs and wound up with the exact number, but I think it was like something like 12,600. So I mean, it was a great night, and look, I'm sure the commission's not thrilled. You don't want to see a guy get in the ring and create a ruckus, but I got to sort of. But I thought it was fun. I never thought that I was running around the ring trying to block the guy, but I mean, he could have like broken me in two or tossed me around like a rag doll. So I think it was more honestly him trying to build something than it was him trying to be destructive in any way.
Making sure everyone got attendance, 12,668 as Lou was saying.
I was 68 off.
Yes, questions?
Lou, Chris Connor here at Cyberstation Radio. Congratulations again. I know Andres Fonfara was here. I know he's been wanting a shot against Adonis Stevenson. You work with Fonfara. I know you work with his people. Is that something that you'd want in the Barclays Center, even in New Jersey, since you have a huge Polish crowd? Fonfara's number 4th popular athlete.
I mean, I can't speak for any of those fighters, but I can tell you that I know that there's a possibility. There have been discussions about Adonis fighting Kovalev, which is obviously a big fight. Fonfara gave Adonis a great fight. Fonfara played with Chavez. Fonfara is obviously a pretty attractive fighter right now, but I can tell you saw tonight the power of the Polish boxing fan in the tri-state area. I mean, you saw it when Glowacki fought at the Prudential Center, but tonight you saw how many people were here for Artur Szpilka and Adam Konacki. And the Polish fan base in the New York area is amazing. So I think at some point you're likely to see Fonfara fight in the New York area.
Tommy D's Tuscaloosa. Straight up, is Wilder and Fury the biggest and most profitable heavyweight fight that can be made now?
I'd love to promote it. I mean, you have two showmen, and also stylistically, Deontay's punching power is extraordinary. I actually thought that Szpilka fought really well, and I thought the fight was very, very close after 6 rounds. I thought it was almost even. I mean, 3-2-1. Kind of thing after 6 rounds, and then sort of Deontay found his rhythm, and I sort of thought it was a matter of time. But that punch, I was scared watching it the first time, and Arthur was out the second that punch landed. He was out, But when I watched it on video, it was even scarier, And that kind of punching power is its own kind of charisma. And add to it a great smile and a guy who's a giant and a terrific athlete and knows how to talk a good game. Also, I mean, Deontay's the whole package. The other guy gets it from a marketing perspective. I mean, someone asked me the question outside, like thinking that we flew him out here. We didn't fly him out here. He flew himself out here. He's got a heavyweight championship title. He's a linear champion. He beat Klitschko. I gave him great seats. I mean, he deserved them. I mean, professional courtesy. But we didn't fly him out here or put him up in his hotel. The guy said, the guy gets it. I mean, he wanted to be president. He wanted to make some ruckus, and he wanted people to leave knowing who he is. And people may think he's crazy, but I'm pretty sure people want to see him fight again.
Congrats on the big turnout, Lou. Where would you rank tonight in regards to all of the events so far here at the Barclays, as far as attendance, as far as the crowd reactions, etc.?
My understanding is it's the second biggest crowd that's ever been in the Barclays Center for boxing. I think it might have been, was it Garcia against Judah, exceeded this one slightly. This is, since I've started promoting here, we've done consistently well, but this is the best in terms of number of people we put into the building since I started promoting here. But that's just the beginning. We'll blow that number out soon.
Does it make the number even more impressive with the short time that you had to promote the fight?
Yeah, I mean, we literally didn't know what we were promoting. We thank you for pointing it out, but we basically announced this fight like a month ago, a little more than a month ago. So we had a very short period of time. Honestly, I really wanted Szpilka to be the opponent, and I'm happy that he got the opportunity. A, because I knew that he would make for a good fight, because the guy's got balls of steel. And he's the kind of guy that, I mean, he wanted to bring a title to Poland. He was going to lay it all on the line, which he did. And I mean, all props to that guy because he fought his heart out. But he also, I knew he was going to bring in that great Polish boxing audience, and he did. So I think it was pretty well constructed. I think it's, I'm very proud of the night we had tonight. Also because it was Deontay's first exposure, here. He's never fought in the New York area before. And like I said, when you have all four fighters, it was really the confluence of the fact that the outcome was in doubt, and people had no idea what to make of Martin and Glaskov, and obviously I would have wished I would have gone longer and not ended the way it did. But actually, I thought that interesting. I actually thought the first time he went down, Glaskov, I thought it was a knockdown, and I actually thought that's where he got hurt. That was just what I visually thought I saw. And both times he went down, there were punches with them. So. There was a correct call by the referee.
Lou, is the Povetkin fight the next fight? Is that the fight you guys are going to be looking towards in the spring?
We're not prepared to, at this moment, say anything's the next fight. But Povetkin is a mandatory challenger, so we do have to. I have had discussions with Andrei Rybinski, who's a gentleman, and he was here tonight, and Povetkin was here tonight, and we've had discussions with their people, and we'll continue to have discussions with their people. But Povetkin is the mandatory challenger, and he's earned that position.
Is that a fight that would take place in Russia? If it does take place, in Russia, in the United States?
If the money was enough, we'd go to Timbuktu. But I actually think that after having some discussions with Povetkin's team, that when the fight eventually does happen, I tend to believe that it would happen in the States.
Lou, final question here.
Povetkin's going to fight over here.
Wait, somebody in the middle have a question?
Lou, quick question here. March 12th, Thurman Porter. We're hearing reports of it being in Mohegan Sun. When are we going to know where it's going to be at the fight?
Well, I think you'll find out where the fight's going to be at pretty quickly, because if it's going to be March 12th, there's going to have to be an announcement pretty soon. But there's not going to be one tonight.
Any other questions for Lou?
When determining the placement for the Thurman and Porter fight, is neutral location going to be key, or is it going to be ticket sales? What's going to be the key for where that fight's going to take place?
It's going to take place where we think will be an attractive location for fans. But I think that your question about neutrality of the site is probably a good observation. That I don't think it's going to happen in either fighter's hometown.
Lou, how much does it hurt the UFC event kicking Thurman Porter out of the intended location and date in Las Vegas?
I'm sorry?
The UFC event, the Thurman Porter fight was originally intended to happen March 5th in Las Vegas at the MGM Grand, and then when the UFC 197 got on the agenda.
Personally, I think there'll be more energy someplace else anyway. I don't think anything was kicked out for UFC or whatever. And to be honest, I can tell you for a fact it was never scheduled. There was a lot of talk, but there was never any definitive plan to put it in Vegas.
I mean, TGB, the other partner of Heyman, had it on the commission.
No, but I have dates on the commission ledger, in other places. I mean, you want to keep your alternatives open, and
the day of.
What?
It was pulled the day of the event, that's why I'm asking. The day of the commission calendar.
There was never, if there was a deal, no, but it's just not right, because if there was a deal executed to have a fight in Vegas, it would have happened in Vegas on the 5th. There was never a deal done. There's a big difference between holding a date with the commission and having a deal done. Often you know, and it's not, you know, you're looking at various locations, you need to contact the commission and put it on the ledger. But, you know, it's not going to hurt anything, and I don't think the UFC moved the fight anywhere.